please. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance. That will be followed, the Pledge of Allegiance will be followed with a moment of silence. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we will have the reading of the notice, please.
The adjourned organizational meeting of the Marathon County Board of Supervisors, composed of 38 members, will convene at the Marathon County Courthouse Assembly Room, 500 Forest Street, Wausau, on Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, at 7 p.m., and the agenda was duly signed and posted.
All right, thank you. I would like to request everyone please put their phones on silent or vibrate as to not to be interruption to the meeting. And I request any of the call-in users to also put your WebEx on silent or mute. And any call-in users, please put your phones on mute. And we will move to roll call, and I'd ask the clerk to call the roll.
Beestrom.
Here.
Boots.
Here.
Book. Butke.
Here.
Christensen. Seiler.
Here.
Conway.
Here.
Dickinson.
Here.
Drabeck.
Here.
Pfeifrick. Fisher.
Here.
Gaber. Gibbs.
Here.
Gonnering.
Here.
Guild. Gums. Harris.
Here.
Johnson. Krause. Lamont.
Here.
Longenhan. Leahy.
Here.
Lowe.
Here.
McEwen.
Here.
Oberbeck.
Here.
Opal. Robinson.
Here.
Rosenberg. Schley. Seefelt.
Here.
Soibert. Stark.
Here.
Van Cray.
Here.
Vole. Wagner.
Here.
Zhang.
Here.
Christensen. Gums.
Here.
Johnson. Longenhan. Opal. Schley. Vole. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will move on. And I would like to welcome all of the visitors that we have here tonight, along with our visiting audience on the television. So we public access channel. So we'll move on to education presentations and reports, and we'll start with item B7, Community Partners Campus presentation. And I would invite the administrator to the introduction.
Good evening, everyone. We have several members of the public that are working on the Community Partners Campus project to make a presentation to you. The materials are in your packet for your review, but we'll start off with Mr. Kevin Noel, and he will introduce other members as necessary. Kevin, come on up. So this is where you're at right now.
Good.
Can we do... There you go. You can just scroll down.
Okay, I'll probably just leave it. Good evening, and thank you, Marathon County Board of Supervisors, for inviting Community Partners Campus to tell you about our vision for Marathon County. And I'd just like to open with a story that I feel represents what we are trying to accomplish by forming Community Partners Campus for Marathon County. Imagine a young mother who works at a low-wage job. With her earnings, she still needs nonprofit services to support her children, a fifth-grade daughter who's having academic trouble at school, and a preschool son with serious medical issues. Assessing these vital services, however, requires her to cobble together programs from various providers across the county in which she lives. So every month, she must travel many miles, weekly trips with her daughter to a nonprofit tutoring program, and frequent visits with her son to a nonprofit medical clinic. She also tries to attend a weekly nonprofit job skills program so she can get a better job. These trips are in addition to her commute to her full-time job across town and visits to the food bank. Well, what if we erase that barrier? Instead of this mother driving or taking the bus to multiple places, often missing appointments or being late to work, we bundle many of the services she needs in one place. What if medical, social, and educational professionals could collaborate as a unit in one location to help this family? Such co-locations of nonprofit service organizations working and collaborating in one site exist in the United States and Canada, and they have for decades. For example, in Redmond, Washington, a one-story retail strip mall that was no longer productive became the Together Center. It was incorporated in 1990 and purchased property for the center in 1993. Today, more than 20 organizations provide human services in this centrally located facility, offering access to child care referral, mental health services, cultural navigation, including translation services, dental, medical services, and more. Many are nonprofits, but there are also some outreach and access offices from county and city governments. So our vision and our goal of assembling as many nonprofits in one location to serve the county's most vulnerable individuals and families is to support the efforts of the community nonprofit partners by offering functional, collaborative, shared space facilities housing organizations having a mission-driven purpose to serve disadvantaged individuals and families of Marathon County with basic needs in a single location. So we started this process about 18 months ago or so, and it started with one nonprofit looking for a new location to help that nonprofit serve the families better. And it became apparent that there was not only one nonprofit in our community that needed assistance, but many more. So the idea of the Community Partners Campus was born. Today, our partners include the Neighbor's Place, food pantry, food bank, Catholic Charities, Blessings in a Backpack, Wausau Area Mobile Meals, North Central Community Action Program, the First Presbyterian Free Clinic. They are staffed by volunteer doctors of, right now, Marshfield Clinic, but they also work in collaboration with students from the Medical College of Wisconsin to provide curriculum for those students. The Wausau Police Department Special Victim Response Unit, North Central Healthcare CART program. Also available in the Community Partners campus will be behavioral and legal counseling. Build it and they will come. This is our start. This is our foundation. There will be more. There will be more services that we can offer. How do I look?
Very good.
Yeah? Okay, good. So that's an introduction to Community Partners Campus and what we're hoping to provide to the county and all of its citizens. You know, the time for the campus is now 2 years too late. We should have been in operation a long time ago. Now is when we need it the most. But with assembling all of the details that we need to form the campus, it's going to take us another year. But we positively have to be open by the winter of next year. We feel the needs of possibly the homeless population growing, food insecurity throughout the county growing, and overall well-being of all the individuals in our county growing. How's that? Should I just look into this? Okay, all right. So you've received some information from Community Partners Campus. One was a PowerPoint, and we will be available to answer any questions you have regarding that information that was shared with you earlier. At this time, I would like to turn the podium over to Mr. Brian Gumness. Brian is CEO of the Greenheck Foundation and has been very instrumental in helping to formulate the campus vision. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, County Board Supervisors, for this opportunity to share with you our story. I think Kevin laid out for all of you the importance of why it is that we're trying to do what we do, and the different agencies in our community that serve a vulnerable population. The reality, though, is it's not just the city of Wausau that gets impacted by the services that they all provide. In that packet that was sent out, I laid out some information and numbers and statistics that kind of show at least a couple of the organizations and how they reach all of the county. The North Central Community Action Program provides, to date, the first 6 months of 2020, over $900,000 back into the county, of which goes into a couple different programs. One is the winterization of homes throughout the county. A total of $396,000 has been distributed back into the county to winterize 45 homes, and this includes heaters, insulation, energy-saving appliances, etc. 28 of those 45 homes were in the city of Wausau. The balance, 72, were throughout the rest of the county. They also managed through the Wisconsin Rental Assistance Program, where 143 households in Marathon County were funded with $151,000 in emergency rent assistance, of which of those 143, 76 were households in the city of Wausau, 67 were throughout the rest of the county. Emergency housing assistance, 69 households, 41 in Wausau, 28 throughout the rest of the county. Emergency shelter grants is another thing that they provide. Housing prevention, longer-term help, meaning trying to keep people and families in their homes. Also spread throughout the entire county. Neighbors Place is another organization that helps throughout the county in providing food to the whole area. The past year, August of 2019 to date, they've served over 425 families, of which totals 17,293 visits. And 69% of that 17,000 were from the city of Wausau area, and 31% were from the remaining area of Marathon County. So my hope was that you would see the benefit to the whole county, not just the city of Wausau, of what these agencies do. And by bringing them together under one roof, we can further that effort, have greater impact on the entire county by being able to work together. They will be better prepared to serve all of the different people and families and individuals that they work with directly here. The Free Clinic is a new organization that's being formed, and they have been functioning now for about a year in partnership at Catholic Charities Warming Center. The Free Clinic will provide services of any type of health care specific to those individuals that don't have insurance or can't afford going to a hospital or the emergency room. The big benefit to the whole community just in that alone is the reduced cost of healthcare burden on our local healthcare systems. Free Clinic can provide those services for free instead of that person going to the emergency room and piling up $25,000 worth of expense of which they can't pay for. That then goes on and is spread out in cost through healthcare to all of us. If we can cut that amount down, and I've heard in tune of over $1 million annually, just here in Marathon County on those emergency visits, that is a huge cost savings to the entire community of Marathon County. So why are we here today in front of all of you telling our story about CPC? And perhaps some of you already know why. We learned of an opportunity that an existing building in the county, the Social Services Building located over on Thomas Street here in Wausau, was going to become available. And unfortunately, we don't have the ability to wait the 2 or 3 years that it was specifically been talked about already. And it is our hope that the county might be able to expedite that process and allow us to have the ability to now utilize that social service building for, again, providing social services in the community, but in a broader way. And be able to do that, again, in a location that is accessible to many individuals that need those services, and also, fairly accessible for anybody in the county to come to. To get a little bit more into detail about what it is that we want to do with that building, I'll invite Mr. Dave Bliven to come up and share a little bit insight on what it is we're hoping that building could serve us and all of our partners. Community Partners Campus is really just the organization that is going to own and will hopefully own and manage a building of which our partners will be able to work more efficiently and collaboratively. We aren't going to fix, CPC isn't going to fix things that are going on in our community. It's our partners that are going to be within it. And in order to make that happen, the structure of which we're hoping to obtain will allow us to be able to do that much more efficiently. Dave?
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for your time this evening. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about this exciting project. And I guess that if I'm sitting in your chair right now, I'm wondering, why should I support Community Partners Campus? And I'd just like to give you some thoughts on where we see this going and the benefits of this kind of organization, because what we're talking about is a whole new way of delivering services to those vulnerable people in our community. There's some things that are very tangible, that we can actually measure. We know that CPC will not have a mortgage. There's no stockholders or shareholders or owner that needs to make a profit. So we will be able to offer well below market rate lease rates for all of the tenants. So that just makes their resources more available for them. In addition to that, when we started talking, we've talked to each one of them about what kind of space they need and how we can make the best use of that space. So we talked a lot about sharing spaces. We don't need everyone to have their own meeting rooms, and not everyone has to have their own restrooms and staff break rooms and back office kind of places. So we can really kind of skinny that building down, if you will, for that usage. Okay. It takes a long time in the morning to get this ready, so you got to be able to see it. So by sharing those spaces, the total number of square feet per tenant should be less. Again, a cost savings for the tenants. We've already seen some collaboration going on, which is one of the big exciting purposes of this. As we're talking about this, the Neighbors Place and St. Vincent de Paul got to talking, and Neighbors Place, as we toured, said, we got this big area for furniture, and we don't do a lot with it, but it's necessary in the community, and people make donations, and we fix it, repair it, clean it, and donate it back to someone in the community. And St. Vincent de Paul says, we do that every day. That's our core business. That's exactly what we do. How about if we just take that over for you?
If anyone's talking, I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, me either.
Me either.
Me either.
Did I break it?
You're locked on the potential partner screen.
So Craig, who's the best person to contact? Would Kurt be looking at a text or?
I'll text Lance.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. I just got off the phone with Chair Gibbs, and he said we're taking a 10-minute break while they work out the technical difficulties.
We're going to take a little bit of a recess.
Okay.
We'll be on recess for 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Resolve the technical problem.
And it looks like Kim also sent us a chat, so if you're not familiar with that feature, If you click on the little like conversation bubble, it will pull up the chat to the right side of your screen.
I apologize. It's okay, Kurt. We get it.